Hi, this is Joel Hauer with Universal Lending. Today we're going to be talking about the um, the best way to organize your referral partners into the referral partner import template using an Excel template to have that data um, compatible to upload into our CRM called Vantage. So the first thing that you'll want to do is open up the template. In your case, it probably will have been emailed to you, and you'll get a little pop-up here to put in the password. The password is operations, so just type that in and then click OK, and then the template will open here, as you see. Okay, so as you can see, I have some information, or at least one sample referral partner template already entered into this template. Um, and so we'll just go through column by column and talk about what to put in each column, how it should be formatted, so on and so forth. So the first thing that I do want to point out is that you can see that some of the column headers are highlighted in red. And the reason that I've done that is because that indicates that that is a required column or a required piece of information. So you will need to be putting something into the columns that are highlighted in red. Um, Columns that are not highlighted in red are not required, and so you can obviously put information in those columns, but it will not be required for upload. So let's start at the very beginning here in column A. This column is for the username. The username for our Vantage CRM will be your Universal Lending email address. And if you've already started, you should have that email address. If you have not started yet, typically our email addresses follow the format of first initial or the first name, initial, and then last name at ulc.com. So as you can see right here, I just put in my email at which is jhauer@ulc.com. So next to each referral partner, you'll just have your username or your email address right there. External ID, this column here, you can ignore that column. It's not really going to be applicable for moving your data over. So just move on to column C here, which is company name. So this is highly recommended. In fact, I actually highlighted it red just because if you're putting in a referral partner, you should know what company they're with. And my recommendation for putting in their company name is to try to be as specific as possible. So for example, if your referral partner works for Remax, um, please be specific as to which Remax office they work for. You can see in this case, I put Remax Eagle Rock. Um, it's that's going to be more helpful when we're putting your data into Vantage than if you just put Remax, because as we all know, there's you know many Remax offices, and it's going to be most helpful if you can be as specific as possible as to which office that is, if the company they work for has multiple locations. If they don't have multiple locations, then obviously you can just put in um, you know, their their regular company name without any other description. Okay, moving on to column D, this is for the referral partner type. So you can see here in this sample, I have a number 2 entered right here because there are different referral partner types that you can indicate. So if I go down to the bottom of this template and I click on the enumeration values tab, I'm going to scroll up to the top here. You can see that there are a number of different partner types listed on this enumerations tab. So in that column that we were just looking at back on the data tab, you'll want to put one of these enumerations next to your different referral partners. If you're obviously in this case for my sample one, I put in a 2 for real estate agent. But you might have referral partners that are certified financial planners, bankers, CPAs, maybe a builder or something like that. So if it fits into one of these, 11 options, then go ahead and put that in there. If it doesn't fit into one of these, then you can always put a 1 for other, and just put that enumeration in next to your referral partner. That is a required field, so you will need to make sure that you have a number in there for all of your partners. Okay, so column E is for first name, pretty self-explanatory. That's going to be your referral partner first name. There is a column for middle name, but it's not required. Column G is going to be their last name, and then column H is going to be their email address. Email address is probably going to be the most important piece of information as far as how to contact that referral partner. The system does require at least one point of contact, meaning an email address, a phone number, or a mailing address, which we'll get to in a little bit. But I think probably the most important is going to be the email address, because primarily, what our system is being used for is generally digital or email marketing. So make sure you have an email address in there. And then there's some columns for phone numbers here. So we've got home, work, and mobile. And there's also a column for work phone extension. So just for the phone numbers that you're putting in, just make sure that you put them in just as you see that I have them formatted here. So 10 digits, no parentheses, no spaces, no dashes, or any other characters in there. Just put it in as a 10-digit phone number, or a 10-digit number, and that's it. If you do put in a work phone extension, just populate that, with whatever the numbers of the extension are. There's no need to put any other characters like a pound sign or a star or anything like that. Just put in the extension just like that. Mobile phone, just format it the same way. You do have the option to put in a fax number if you have that or need to. And then column N here is for primary phone number. So once your referral partners are in the system, if you've indicated that one of these three phone numbers, either the mobile, the work, or the home, is the primary phone number, you'll want to indicate that in this column right here, and that is the phone number that will show in the main contact details of this referral partner. So you can see this is populated with a number. So again, if I go down to the enumerations tab and I look at the phone type right here, you'll want to populate that that primary phone number with either a 1, 2, or a 3, depending on which phone number you want to be their primary. So I'm going to go back over to the data tab, and let's move on here. The best time to contact, most people don't populate that, but if you do want to populate it, you will want to go to the enumerations tab, and as you can see right here, there's 4 options right here. So you should be putting in either a 1 through a 4, depending on what the best time is to contact that referral partner. Again, you don't have to put that data, you don't have to populate that column, but if you want to, just put a 1 through 4 in there, according to what you'd like. Okay, so the next column is column P for mailing address. This is required, and this is going to go along with the referral company, or the referral partner company. So you'll want to make sure that this is the mailing address for the company, and so just populate that in here as a normal address. You don't have to use the mailing address to column. If you had a suite number or something, you could put it in there, but most people just put it in there with the mailing address 1. So maybe there's a suite number and it's, suite 255. You could just put that all into the mailing address 1 column if you wanted to. Okay, and then just put in the city, state, and the zip code. Make sure that the zip code is just a 5-digit zip code, no zip plus 4, or anything like that, just a standard 5-digit zip code. Okay, next column is going to be date of birth. And you can see that if you are putting in a date of birth, you'll want to populate it just like just like I have it here. Um, One note here is that if you put in a date of birth for a referral partner, you can have a birthday campaign running for your referral partners, which means that they would receive a happy birthday email on their birthday. Um, One thing to note is that a lot of times people will they'll know the month and day of somebody's birthday, but they won't necessarily know what year they were born, and that's okay. Really, the most important thing is to have the month and day correct, and then if you don't know the year, you can just put any year in the past, because the system is just going to send kind of a, a generic happy birthday email. It's not going to calculate how old they are based on the year that they were born and tell them happy 43rd birthday. No, it's just going to say, happy birthday. So if you need to, you can just put in a fictitious year, any year in the past, if you don't know what year they were born. And just one tip, if you do use social media and you're connected with some of your referral partners on social media, a lot of times looking in their Facebook profiles um, or in their Facebook information, that is actually a good way to find some of those birthdays if you don't know it already. So you don't have to populate the date of birth, but you can in this column. And okay, so let's move on to column V. Is VIP. This is a way for you to indicate either true or false. True meaning yes, they're a VIP. False meaning no, they're not a VIP. But VIP meaning very important person. So if you wanted to, you could indicate some of your referral partners as being VIPs in the system by marking them as true. You can see for this example, I put it as false, which means they will not be a VIP. Where this comes into play is from a marketing perspective. If you wanted to send out um, specific marketing to only your VIP contacts, you could search based on whether whether certain contacts were a VIP or not. So um, most people, we don't have a lot of users using this function, but you can if you want. So just populate a true or a false in this column for your referral partners. Okay, column W is active. You'll want to put true for all of your referral partners. If you're uploading them to the system, then they are going to be active, and so you'll want to have true in this column. Okay, the last few columns here, for the most part, title, license number, and website URL, those are primarily going to be used if you set up any co-branded marketing content, or if you're doing any co-branded open house flyers through the system with them. You'll want to make sure that you have a title, their license number if applicable, and their website, so that if you do co-brand something, that your partner's website will be on that material as well. So you do want to make sure that you put that information if you're going to be creating any material with your partners, um, and then this information will pull from their contact record into that co-branded material. For the website URL, you will want to make sure that you're pulling the full website URL with the secure link. That's why it has the HTTPS at the front. And then just backtracking one column here, the email alerts column. This is applicable primarily for like loan status updates, as loans that might be associated with this referral partner are moving through the process. They can be receiving status updates as the loan hits different milestones and whatnot. So you'll want to populate a number in this email alerts column. So again, we're going to go over to the enumerations tab. If I scroll down to the bottom here, this is where the email alerts options are. My recommendation is to put in a 2 here, which will enable email alerts, but it will be unchecked by default. That means that if you add a referral partner to a loan application in Vantage or associate them as a partner or a loan contact, that um, uh, that then you will need to check a box if you want email alerts to be sent to that loan contact. So my recommendation is to put a 2 in that column. You can always change that later on for individual referral partners once they're uploaded into the system. But for right now, I think that 2 is an appropriate option, and you can always update that later. Again, any of this information can be updated at a later time, but this is a good opportunity for you to organize your referral partner data and put the information in as completely um, and as accurate as possible up front on the front end. So hopefully this is helpful. If you have any questions while you're organizing this data or while you're working on this template, feel free to reach out to me. My phone number is 303-759-7387, and my email address you can see right here in the template. So anyhow, I hope this was helpful, and feel free to reach out if you need any more assistance. Thank you.